Well, I'm so thankful to everybody. This is just the beginning of the impact that I wanted to have on the world.
Couldn't do this without any of the support and the love.
And I can't wait to continue to take y'all on this journey with me.
I'm as shocked as you guys are. I didn't expect to make a part 2 on this video, but it seems like this theory is getting deep enough to the point where we do have the facilities to bring you guys a part 2 with a bunch of new content, including Damar Hamlin's direct reaction and the Buffalo Bills' direct reaction to the entire situation. So before we get to the content, this video is probably going to get dislike bombed by people that don't like my opinion. If you want to support me throughout this video and maintain my standing in the algorithm, make sure you drop a like. And if you want to really support our grind, this is our 4th video in a 24-hour span, so make sure you subscribe and turn on our notifications to help the channel's growth. Now that we got all that out of the way, work! A lot of you guys have been hitting me up in the DMs telling me how much money you've been making on Prize Picks. A huge shout out to my subscriber Spencer Sims, who's made $7,000 off of his picks over the past 2 weeks. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I play Prize Picks religiously and I post my picks to my story each and every day. If you want to try out Prize Picks right now, when you use my promo code Mikerophone, you'll get up to a $100 deposit match on your first deposit. And if you get any big hits on Prize Picks, make sure you DM them to me on Instagram so I could feature you in future promos. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Before we get started with anything, I gotta let you guys know, this is gonna blow some of your minds, but this is not a paid video from the NFL for me to convince you guys to get your 3rd, 4th, or 5th vaccine. I don't know how many there are, and if you are a human that got their 3rd, 4th, or 5th vaccine, then good on you. I'm not a doctor. I almost became a doctor, but I dropped out of my biomed master's program to pursue making YouTube content. So unfortunately, I'm not qualified to give you guys medical advice. I'm not Joe Rogan. But I am a football commentator and I do that for a living, so I do think I know a thing or two about football. And since the Damar Hamlin incident was a football incident, then I believe this falls into my jurisdiction. For those of you guys that don't know what happened, about a month ago, a tragedy nearly took place on national television where Damar Hamlin went into cardiac arrest and nearly lost his life. Thankfully, due to the remarkable first responders and the Buffalo Bills medical staff that did a phenomenal job making sure that Damar Hamlin had oxygen going to his brain and was transported to a hospital promptly, Damar Hamlin was able to make what seems to be a really good recovery. He still has a long ways to go, but given what he's gone through, the fact that he hasn't sustained any type of brain damage at all whatsoever, in my opinion, is a miracle. Once Damar Hamlin became capable of making it to the Buffalo Bills versus Cincinnati Bengals divisional matchup, he made an appearance. Unfortunately for him, it was snowing like crazy, and whenever you would see Damar Hamlin up in his suite, it would really look like a silhouette that kind of resembled the banker from Deal or No Deal. Now, when you combine that with the fact that there were multiple shots of Damar Hamlin with him in sunglasses and him with a scarf over his nose, let's forget the fact that it was freezing cold in Buffalo, and this is a human that is immunocompromised currently due to the fact that his body is very, very weak, and the fact that he's even able to make these appearances is a miracle. Some people began to think that this isn't actually Damar Hamlin, rather it's a paid actor or a clone of Damar Hamlin that is being paid to make these appearances. Now, when the theory was proposed to Josh Allen, this is what he had to say.
Yeah, that's stupid. One, that's Damar's swag. That's what he liked. He likes wearing that. Two, he was in the locker room with us pregame. There's absolutely zero chance. There's absolutely zero chance. That's the Damar Hamlin. That's our guy. That's our brother. He was with us pregame, postgame. He was up in the suite with his family, his little brother. 100%.
And in my last video, I thought that this was a little far-fetched, primarily because of the human element of all this. I mean, you have his parents sitting next to him in a hospital bed, and there were some comments saying,
hey, maybe the bag was so big that they were able to suffer through this moment.
I really think there's only a small proportion of humanity that would be able to sit next to a clone of their child who was quote-unquote presumed to be dead in order to get a tremendous sum of money in return that shortly after if this individual actually died. Bear in mind, the theory is that Damar Hamlin actually passed away due to him getting vaccinated multiple times, and as a result, he went into cardiac arrest on a nationally televised game. If this theory was actually true, you'd have to get the entire NFL and all the Buffalo Bills to go along with it. Now, bear in mind, the Buffalo Bills were devastated the night that Damar Hamlin went into cardiac arrest. Josh Allen looked like he saw a ghost, if you recall that moment. There are some supporting arguments that were also brought in, something to do with Damar Hamlin's tattoos and the fact that his tattoos weren't consistent. That, combined with the fact that he wasn't showing his face, is what was the primary argument for the fact that this is an actor playing Damar Hamlin. So as a result of this, it seems like the Buffalo Bills and the NFL may have taken this seriously, or this could have just been the Buffalo Bills and the NFL wanting to post this anyway, and hopefully it does put some of the stuff to rest. Unfortunately, that's not what would happen.
Well, I'm so thankful to everybody. I know that it isn't enough just to be thankful. This is just the beginning of the impact that I wanted to have on the world. And with God's guidance, I will continue to do wonderful and great things. I couldn't do this without any of the support and the love, and I can't wait to continue to take y'all on this journey with me.
And there's a full 5-minute video of Damar Hamlin talking as well. And while this is beautiful, and honestly, I am happy that he's doing well, and I personally do believe this is actually Damar Hamlin. I don't think that some actor is being paid, primarily because if this is something that the government wants to hide from you, wouldn't you think that they would try not to bring out Damar Hamlin at all whatsoever? Wouldn't you think that they would try to sweep this situation under the rug and have you focus more on the fact that championship games are going on right now? But you should put that aside in order to try to understand the theory that is in place. This isn't actually Damar Hamlin. Rather, this is a deep fake. So if you don't know what a deep fake is technology that honestly is really terrifying to me, that allows an AI computer to mimic the appearance and the mannerisms of another human being. And there are people that are actually taking this narrative and running away with it. I mean, take a look at this. There's a person that compares another Damar Hamlin interview with the video that the Buffalo Bills posted. I mean, look at this tweet from this law student. The video on the left is the one they are claiming is CGI. The one on the right is an earlier video of him prior to the cardiac arrest incident. I do notice a very naturally animated head bob on the right. Damar Hamlin is so handsome. This is something that I want to be so wrong. So yeah, people actually believe this. Another tweet is even suggesting that this isn't actually Damar Hamlin because there are still no tattoos on this version of Damar Hamlin. I honestly do see some tattoos there. I think rather it is a lighting type of issue in this instance. Another theorist is saying, I pray that he is alive. We all do. The face in this video is darkened, so I lightened it a little to study the facial features. Look at the eyebrow shape, the bridge of the nose, the ears, the bottom teeth, the width of the face and shape and forehead/hairline, neck length and width, dreads. Damar on the right is a more relaxed mouth. So he's saying this Damar is a little bit more relaxed than the Damar that is being shown in the video, which, by the way, is something that's unfortunate about this entire incident. Is with respect to Damar Hamlin, there wasn't a lot of media and a lot of pictures of him from before the incident. Compared to a player like Patrick Mahomes, Damar Hamlin wasn't necessarily a huge known football player prior to this incident, unfortunately. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I can't attest to this, and I can't verbally spar with every person that believes in this, but at the same time, you have to understand, this is a man whose body just went through a lot. So I don't necessarily know how his body is holding up as a result of that. And at the same time, this man is saying that if you had your ribs broken or you had CPR for a long time on your chest, wouldn't you be sore or hurt? Wouldn't flipping your jacket like this be excruciatingly painful? Yet not a grimace. Wouldn't you wear a brace around your ribs? Did Damar Hamlin suffer a rib injury, or did he just go into cardiac arrest? I saw a lot of comments on my last video in regards to how Damar Hamlin should be acting right now. At the same time, you need to understand that his situation and his case is significantly different from the average person that went into cardiac arrest. I mean, the moment he went into cardiac arrest, he received remarkable medical care. I mean, I don't think you guys understand the medical marvel that Damar Hamlin's situation was. He was given CPR almost immediately. He was transported to a hospital that was like 2 miles away. They did remarkable work making sure that he is going to be okay. I never suffered something like this, nor am I a doctor, so I can't attest to how he should be acting, but I do think the theories that are going around about him can't be doing him any good for his mental health. I mean, I feel tremendous empathy for Damar Hamlin, because imagine if you just fought for your life and it was almost taken away from you, and instead of everyone being happy for you and you serving as a beacon of hope to everyone, people are beginning to question whether or not it's truly you. And no matter what you do and what you're putting out there, people are questioning it. There's no way that Damar Hamlin could really convince you that it's truly him at this point, because it seems like everything he does is being refuted by the people that want to believe what they believe. And at the end of the day, if he truly did pass away, I think this is something we'll all figure out, because if he's okay, then he's going to live a normal life for the next couple of years, whether he plays football or not, which I don't really know what his future is looking like. But if this happens to be some sort of actor playing him, then obviously it's not sustainable. At the end of the day, I think if the NFL truly wanted no one to know about what happened to Damar Hamlin, they wouldn't have gone through the trouble of trying to find an individual to make appearances on his behalf. I mean, you're talking about a football league that canceled the game altogether, primarily because they didn't want people to be reminded of the incident. So I know there's people that aren't going to agree with it, and you guys are obviously welcome to ask your questions. I personally don't believe in this type of stuff, but if you want to, you're welcome to. This is going to be my final video on the matter, so let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.